Welcome to On This Day, where we look back at the moments that made history, one day at a time. From major world events to the weird and unexpected, every date has a story. So, what happened on 28th of June? Let's find out. June 28th is one of those dates that shows up in big, bold letters across the pages of history. Wars have started, empires have shifted, and peace has been declared, sometimes all in the same century. From assassination plots to scientific breakthroughs, royal crowning moments to riot-starting concerts, this day has it all. Let's start in 1914 when Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria and his wife Sophie were assassinated in Sarajevo. It seemed like a local political tragedy, but that gunshot would soon spark World War I. Within weeks, a tangled web of alliances pulled the world into one of the deadliest conflicts in human history. Exactly 5 years later, in 1919, the Treaty of Versailles was signed in the Hall of Mirrors at the Palace of Versailles. The treaty officially ended World War I and laid out harsh terms for Germany. Many historians believe those terms set the stage for World War II just 2 decades later. Talk about a dramatic full circle. In 1838, a 19-year-old Queen Victoria was crowned in Westminster Abbey. Her reign would last more than 63 years and define an entire era, the Victorian Age. Under her rule, the British Empire expanded rapidly and society saw massive changes in technology, industry, and culture. Now let's jump to 1969, when the Stonewall riots began in New York City. After police raided the Stonewall Inn, a gay bar in Greenwich Village, the community fought back. The riots lasted several days and sparked the modern LGBTQ+ rights movement. Pride Month? It all traces back to this powerful moment of resistance. In 1950, North Korean forces captured Seoul, just days after launching their invasion of South Korea. It was a rapid advance that shocked the world, and it helped push the United States and the United Nations to intervene militarily in the Korean War. The battle lines drawn then are still felt today on the Korean Peninsula. Over in space on June 28, 2007, NASA's Phoenix Mars lander launched. Its mission? To explore the icy Martian soil and search for signs of water and the potential for life. It eventually confirmed that there was indeed frozen water on Mars, a game changer for future exploration. Back in 1956, workers in Poznan, Poland, staged a massive protest against poor working conditions and communist rule. It turned violent when the government responded with tanks and armed forces, resulting in dozens of deaths. But the uprising became a spark for future resistance movements in Eastern Europe. In 1997, Mike Tyson bit Evander Holyfield's ear during their heavyweight boxing rematch. Yes, bit his ear. It was one of the most bizarre moments in sports history, leading to Tyson's disqualification and endless media frenzy. That fight? Not exactly a textbook display of sportsmanship. Love discovering what happened on this day in history? Hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Jumping back to 1778, the Liberty Bell rang out from Independence Hall in Philadelphia to announce the arrival of the new French ambassador. Why was that a big deal? Because France had just entered the American Revolutionary War as an ally to the colonies. That ringing bell, it meant backup had arrived. In 1926, Mercedes-Benz was officially formed from a merger between two of Germany's top automakers, Daimler and Benz. What followed was decades of luxury vehicles, groundbreaking engineering, and that famous three-pointed star that's now recognized worldwide. On June 28, 1996, Nintendo released the Nintendo 64 in Japan. It brought 3D graphics into the mainstream with titles like Super Mario 64 and The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. It wasn't just a game console, it changed the way we played, explored, and imagined digital worlds. In 2009, the military in Honduras staged a coup and ousted President Manuel Zelaya. He was flown out of the country in his pajamas. No, seriously. The event caused international uproar and led to years of political unrest. Even pajamas couldn't soften the blow. Back in 1776, Thomas Hickey, a member of George Washington's personal guard, was executed for plotting to assassinate the general. It was the first known case of capital punishment under American military law, and a reminder that even the Revolutionary War had its dark corners of intrigue. And in 1971, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in Lemon versus Kurtzman, establishing the Lemon Test, a legal standard for deciding whether a law violates the separation of church and state. It became a key case in how courts navigate religious freedom and government involvement. That's what happened on 28th of June throughout history. Made it this far? Drop your favorite historical fact in the comments. Learned something new? Hit subscribe and come back tomorrow. You never know what the past has in store.